So, what wrong with your black man? Some things confuse me, and I decided to start doing these videos really to try to bring us black people closer. Really to be a friend, to tell my people how we look stupid sometimes to the rest of the world. And one of them get me, I'm going to start from the beginning. When I was in college, the Klan used to always talk about how much they hate Abraham Lincoln. They say Abraham Lincoln freeing the slave were unconstitutional because nothing in the law say or states that the federal government has the power to take your property for no reason. And claims say slaves were considered property, not human. And they told me that they were coming. Where they're going to strike both houses, strike the Supreme Court, and reverse the decision on slavery, which is unconstitutional in their world. But what the Klan leader used to always say, every black man in America should be kissing Abraham Lincoln's ass. They should be worshiping Abraham Lincoln instead of Jesus. Say the white man made Jesus up to stop slavery running when nobody was there. But they worship Jesus, but they won't worship the man who died for them, who gave up his whole family for their freedom. Somebody make it make sense. Do you can tell me, little black boy? Man, I ain't got nothing to say. I told him, hey, man, I'm 19 years old, man. I don't know nothing about all that, man. You know what I'm saying? And they said, well, we can't understand why the people he free hate them. They say you can study black people 100 million years and you won't even get to the goddamn beginning because their brains are backwards. Feed them anything negative and they're going to run to it. The white man ain't even got to talk about the black man no more because the coon gene is multiplying and tripling every year after year after year. After a while, the white man ain't even got to talk. The black man going to fight for him. The white man ain't even got to fight. The black man going to fight for him and they're going to kill each other up. And that's why every time I go online and see somebody say, Abraham Lincoln don't give a damn about black people. He just free to make us pay taxes. Well, that don't make sense because they already getting the taxes from the slave owner, whether they paid the slave or not. And one time, I think it was about 10 years ago, maybe 20, they found a letter Abraham Lincoln wrote to his friend. They had the friend letter which said, do you know the consequences of you freeing the slave going to cause the life for your family and yourself? And now they find the letter, somebody found it in their basement. And then what the letter said, the freedom of blacks is way more important than me and my family life. I will continue on my quest to free the slaves. And the friend said, okay then. Man, I hope you know what you're doing. If they worth for you to die for, that's the way the friend was looking at it. Abraham Lincoln said, it worth. The freedom of black outweighs him and his family life. How can you talk about a man like that? Do you know what kind of man they got to be to look at his wife and his son and do something that gonna jeopardize all their lives? That's a hell of a man now. And just think, after college, 10 years later, I get a call from the President of the United States going over research. Well, he say normally they don't do. They don't contact the history maker. They normally wait 100, 200 years until the bloodline die out. or even get down to the third and fourth, because he told me, like, hey, the third and fourth cousin, they ain't even gonna know you. They ain't gonna know you. And say all we gotta do is give them a couple of 100,000, even a couple of million, because they don't know you or what you did. They just gonna take the money. But all the experts said he's a chosen one. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, but that never been enough. Say, but this young man closed the book on that. He busts all the stereotype and myth about what blacks capable and incapable of doing, and the guy did everything, and he started everything on the bottom. Everything on the bottom. He went from third grade level to academic real history maker. Everything they throwed at him physically, he dominated. From what we heard, we contacted 3,000 witnesses 3 years in a row to make sure their story stayed the same, and all the story is the same. It folklorish because the things he did is impossible. But in the future, he even gonna be in front of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and everybody else gonna be in back of them. But Martin Luther King would never be in front of him. Maybe on the side until the history hit. And this is what I said, Mr. President, just put me with Abraham Lincoln, man. Leave them guys alone, man. Don't put me in front of them guys. Because they're always going to be my leader. I would never be in front of them in my head. I don't want to be in front of them. I'm a warrior, man. I'm a warrior leader. And that's the only warrior I can be. The only leader I can be. I can't be a leader of like Obama or Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. I'm a leader in getting ass. That's the only thing I can lead. And that's what I'm is on the other side. I'm one of 4 warrior leader in God's army. And they train me every life on earth and in heaven. That's why every life, my angels say I will be in both worlds. Because certain people, God let twinkle between worlds. George Washington was one of them. He talked about it sometime. He said, yes, he get orders from beyond this world. And the lots of history makers have said that, but they don't talk about it that much because, back then they consider you a witch, they kill you. And I just can't understand how we can diss the man who freed us. I imagine how that looked to the people in the other world, people in the other countries. Because even in the chat room, the white people be confused and they say, hey, why do they hate Abraham Lincoln? He freed them. Even some of my friends say, hey man, why do black people hate Abraham Lincoln? We don't understand. He freed y'all, right? And I said, yeah, man, he freed us all. I said, I don't understand what's wrong with them people, man. And they mad because Abraham Lincoln owned slaves, and he never owned a slave. It's all on Google. He never owned a slave. Him or his family. And then I go to think about what the claims say. Get them something negative and they run with it. Once you get that negative to that black person, the white man ain't even got to talk no more. Ain't even got to talk no more. It's just like Trump say, Kamala Harris ain't black. They grabbed that and ran with it. All the black people, she ain't black. She ain't black. They all in your DM. She ain't black. She ain't black. Don't vote for her. Then somebody say, she locked black people up. All the little racists, MGG, whatever they goddamn name, they were running around saying, she locked black people up. She locked black people up. I probably had over 20,000 when Trump was running for election. They just come to you and say, hey, she locked black people up. And I say, do you know all prosecutor and attorney lock people up, right? And they look so shocked. And the one for Trump say, hey, don't tell nobody else that. Don't tell nobody else that. You know, but man, there come a time where you're going to have to stop letting these people think we stupid. Unity is our biggest weakness. Again, I'm going to say, they trying to put out there all Mexican races. And I'm going to say it again. If more Mexicans like blacks than what blacks like blacks. Let that sink in. Thank you and God bless.